welcome back to my channel. If you guys don't know, my name is Jennifer. Thank you guys for watching this video and clicking on it. I know it's been a while since I've made a video, but I really wanted to film this video because I wanted to really share, my journey, and I feel like it's a bit personal for me because it gets a bit deep. And I don't really like to get really that deep, but 2023 things are different. I'm going to try and share more, and I feel like I'm at a place now where I can kind of talk about it in a way where I can reflect and just look back at how much I've grown since then. So anyways, I don't even think I told you guys what this video is going to be, but this video is going to be basically just some things that I've realized and how I've grown in 2022. Now that it's 2023, I thought it would be a good time to put out this video. I kind of wanted to do it before 2022 ended, but I was delaying filming this video because I just didn't want to sit down and get deep. But I know I really wanted to make this video because I just feel like these things that I've learned are very important and special to me. Obviously, these things helped me grow in 2022, but I'm obviously bringing this into 2023 as well. I feel like these things that I've learned, these lessons that I've learned and things that I've realized in 2022 have helped me so much and helped me grow so much, helped me become more comfortable with myself, helped me get to know myself more and just be super confident in everything that I do. And I feel like it's made a big difference in who I am today. And, I would love to share that with you guys because I feel like maybe you guys could take a tip or two from this video and apply it to your life. And I'm just out here trying to put some positivity into the world and just help share my story with you guys, and hopefully it will help or inspire some of you guys. So let's get into it. I have a few dot points that I've kind of just rambled out. The first point that I have here is how I resolve conflict and how I communicate. The way that I used to handle conflict in the past was I would be very kind of resentful. I would be resentful because I didn't know how to communicate. I would be frustrated because I didn't know how to express myself. And the way that I would handle conflict is not that well at all. I used to, cringe and be scared at the thought of any conflict. I would be literally shaking if I ever got myself in some conflict. And I just wouldn't know how to stand up for myself and articulate what I wanted to say, right? I would shut off. I would come across as bitchy and I would just be super silent because I didn't know how to communicate. But the way that I've grown since then is, and this has helped me so much in all of my relationships and also even my friendships and just everything in general, just me communicating, learning how to communicate, learning how to express how I feel has been such a big thing in 2022 that has helped me grow. Because I feel like I was always quiet, I was always trying to hold back, and I was never really speaking up. But now I know how to kind of, when I'm feeling like I'm in a conflict or I'm feeling like there is some kind of situation going on where I need to communicate and really get in touch with myself to figure out what the hell's going on, I now know to take a step back, identify how I'm feeling, identify the emotion that I'm feeling, kind of separate it from me as a person. And what helps me do that is kind of putting my emotion or my feelings into words. So if I'm feeling something, I need to describe how I'm feeling. Is this anger? It helps kind of put it into a different perspective, kind of separate yourself from the feeling, and then that way you're kind of able to reflect a bit better because obviously you're able to be more clear-minded in general. It helps me kind of calm down and figure out how I'm feeling so that I'm able to communicate it to others. So usually if I'm feeling a certain way, I'll be like, what am I feeling? Try to put it into a word. Am I feeling insecure? Am I feeling angry? And then just reflect on, why am I feeling this way? Is it because of something in particular? And just try to get to the bottom of it instead of just spiraling out of control. I feel like usually I would hold everything in and then everything would build up and then it would be hard to kind of tell you what's going on because it's just all happening at once. I'm feeling everything at once. So now I'm able to take a step back. It helps me reflect and kind of break down what is going on. And then sometimes I realize that what I'm upset about is nothing life-threatening and nothing that's worth a meltdown over. I feel like, back then I used to just melt down over everything because I just didn't know how to regulate my emotions, The next thing is self-awareness. I feel like that is such an important thing. Back then, I was just living life and I was just very unaware, blindsided by the world. Back then I was just all over the place. The word self-awareness just is being super aware with what you're doing. Self-awareness really helped me grow in 2022 because then I was able to realize and remind myself that I am in control of my own life. I can literally change it if I wanted to. I'm living my own life. Like, this is me. This is the only life that I get to live. So I shouldn't be letting anyone else control my life. And even if I'm heading in a wrong direction, I can redirect myself. There's not a straight path that you're destined to go down. You can always change your course. And like, you can easily just get out of a bad decision by simply choosing because you have a choice over your own life and the things that you do. You can simply choose not to do those things or simply choose to do something else. Along with self-awareness, I also learned to trust my intuition. Like, once I was really self-aware with myself, I was understanding how I'm feeling and I had a really good relationship with myself, which means not putting myself down. I was able to really get in touch with my intuition and trust myself. And I feel like that was a very, very important thing that happened to me in 2022 because I feel like I was always doubting myself. That was a really big thing. And I was like, am I wrong to feel this way? They must be right. You know what I mean? Like, I just didn't think I really knew what I was doing and I doubted myself all the time. Since then, obviously now I don't doubt myself at all because I really trust myself and I really got to know myself and have a relationship with myself, figure out what I want in life and what I don't want in life. When you sit down and really think about the direction that you want to go towards, it really just connects you with yourself and then you're able to really trust your intuition. I learned a lot to really trust your intuition because your intuition tells you a lot. There has been so many times that I have been proven right by my intuition now and I'm just like, oh, I should have just trusted it, or I knew it, I literally knew it. But yeah, with self-awareness, I realized that I'm in control of my own life. I used to kind of have a mentality whereas if something would happen to me and that was negative, I would be like, why is this happening to me? Why? Like, I would just sit there and question it and kind of dawdle in the negativity and be like, why is this happening to me? And just be all sad about it instead of realizing that I actually have control of my own life and that I can remove myself from any situation or, you know, change my course of action. Instead of focusing on the negativity of what just happened, it is what it is. Kind of take it as a lesson. No matter if it's a positive or negative thing that happens to you, everything is a lesson that can be learned. So instead of kind of focusing on the negativity of what happened, I now can kind of remind myself that, okay, this has happened already. Instead of focusing on negativity, realize and reflect on how you can grow and move on from this. What kind of lesson is it trying to teach me? What message is it trying to send me? You know what I mean? Yeah, and then just try to move through it because obviously shit happens. You know, sometimes you're gonna feel shit, but you can't let that ruin your day. You know what I mean? You have to move forward always. Been doing a lot of talking. I'm just need to take a little break. The next thing that I feel like I've grown a lot from in 2022 was my anxiety. I feel like I did have a lot of anxiety because I was just very all up in my head all the time. I have a lot of invasive thoughts and I feel like now that I can recognize what is invasive and what's not, like I can kind of just be like, okay, girl, relax, which is good. Like, I'm self-aware. But the thing is, before, I would just let all of my thoughts kind of consume me, my invasive thoughts and my what ifs. And I feel like that really affected the way that I was able to communicate and interact with other people. And yeah, it made me feel really shit. Sometimes I was like, why am I like this? But what helped me overcome that a lot was just realizing if I want to, you know, move forward from this, I have to just do it. For example, job interviews literally scare the shit out of me. I will literally come up with excuses to not go because I'm scared, okay? So that's how I would feel. But what I've learned since then is I just have to do it. The worst thing that can happen is they say no. I used to be scared to ask for a lot of things and just kind of, you know, put myself out there because, you know, I was scared, I had anxiety. But I realized that the more I do it, obviously as well, the more I push to myself, which today I continue to challenge myself to do things that I would normally be scared of because of my anxiety, like going to the beach by myself. I did that the end of last year and I felt really good about it because I would never ever imagine me being able to drag myself to the beach by myself and just enjoy myself and enjoy my own presence and my own company. You know what I mean? Like, usually I'm the type to always have to have someone with me to do everything. And even to this day, I do struggle with that a lot. It kind of ties in with like my dependence on people. But yeah, that's another story, and I'm still working on it. Obviously, I'm not completely a perfect person over here, but back to my point with anxiety, the more that I do it, the less scared that I'll be, which I can assure you guys it is true. Even going to like a place to eat, or like for example, I went to get my eyebrows done for the first time, like my eyebrows tattooed, and I've never been there before, and I didn't know where to park. Like I'd be searching it up on Google Maps a week beforehand my appointment, because I need to know where I can park, because I just want to familiarize myself. But yeah, like I just have to go ahead and do it, even though it was scary that I didn't know where I was gonna park. I sussed it out on Google Maps, and yeah, I was like, all right, cool, I can do this. I can go by myself. I can find a spot, it will be fine. Even like getting to the gym for the first time, I was anxious that I wasn't doing it right. People were gonna look at me. I'm just like all up in my head, like, but you know, you just have to get in there, just be focused on what you need to do. Don't even worry about anyone else or what they're thinking, and just do it. And the more that I did it, the more I was like not caring about what anyone else thought. And what helped my anxiety a lot was just being present, focusing on the tasks that I was doing, not letting the thoughts get into my head too much. And I pushed myself out of my comfort zone a lot, obviously. And the more that I did that, the more comfortable I got with being uncomfortable, which was really, really good. Yeah, obviously I'm a Taurus. I hate being uncomfortable, or, you know, things that I'm not familiar with. But I'm working on that, and it really helps being around people who aren't scared to do that as well. Like my partner, my boyfriend, he really inspires me to push myself out of my comfort zone every day and push myself. I really look up to him in that way. So yeah, just surround yourself by people who inspire you, and the positive energy will just spread, you know what I mean? Even, you know, trying something and not being good at it, I used to just be so scared on trying things because I didn't want to be bad at it. You know what I mean? Like that's just silly. You might as well just try your best, and if you're not good at it, then just keep trying until you do better. And like there's nothing wrong with not being good at something. You just have to keep trying. I realized that growth is uncomfortable, and in order to grow and evolve, that you need to push yourself out of your comfort zone, which I have made a really big thing for me to do. Just live for you and just do things that make you happy. I used to miss so many opportunities, like even just friend outings, you know what I mean? Because I was scared that like people I didn't know were gonna be there. I'm like, girl, it's okay, you can meet people. But yeah, I was shy, I had low self-esteem, and I cared and overthought too much. But now I realize that you just have to prioritize what you want and prioritize your peace over what people think. It's been a really big thing for me to post more online, because I was like, oh my god, what are people gonna think? I want to look good. I've realized now that like obviously everyone is different. People can judge if you want, but obviously I don't really care about that anymore. I really just want to be proud of the stuff that I'm sharing. I've just been trying to be more free-minded and just share whatever and not be afraid of how I look, you know, just be real. So that's what I've been trying to do. Another way that I've grown in 2022 is that I've learned that it's okay to say no. I used to always be a people pleaser. I used to always try to change myself or like my interests according to the people that I spoke to. It's okay to say no, and for someone to say no to you, that's okay. I used to handle rejection quite bad. If people say no to me, I would just used to take it really seriously and get offended. But now I learned how to handle rejection better. I've learned that like obviously it is what it is, not to get attached to the outcome of things. Another thing that I've learned in 2022 that's been a really big thing for me is to be compassionate and always kind. What has helped me understand other people a lot is kind of like if someone is mean to you, they're going through something. Like we have to be compassionate and understanding. The more that you realize that the way people treat you is just a reflection on how they feel about themselves, the more peace you're gonna have over it. When people say something, it's not gonna matter as much to you, like negative. It's not gonna matter because obviously it's just a reflection of them. You know, people share energy in so many ways, and it's so important that you're not putting out any negative energy into the world more than there already is. So I feel like it's very, very important to always be compassionate, always be considerate, you know, just because of this, I always wonder and I always think about people's stories, you know. I'll see, you know, the people on the side of the road cleaning windows, and I just like wonder what his story is. Like I want to know what got him there, because obviously everyone has a story, and you just have to realize that some people just aren't as fortunate as you, and you need to realize that and just be more grateful and more compassionate towards others and more kind, because you never know what they're going through. And if someone's like mean to you, like it's just a result of what they've gone through in their life. They're probably hurting, and that's probably why they're treating you like that. The sooner that you realize that, the easier it is for you to kind of let go and move forward in your life. Another really important thing that I have always really kind of believed in is I live for love. And I love love. Love is such an important thing to me. Love is what makes life go round. I feel like love over money always. And girlies, although I love love, you should never let yourself be put down ever. Always stand your ground, be confident, know what you want in a man, because you have the right to kind of choose what kind of man you want to have in your life to look after you. So make sure that you're making the right choices. As much as you may want to be the best girlfriend or partner for this person, that may not be the right person for you, you also owe it to yourself to have the best man in your life that loves you back. You owe it to yourself. So I just wanted to say that little message to you girlies, because I just feel like you should really always stand your ground and know your value as a woman. Another way that I've grown in 2022 is that I've learned to enjoy my own company and my independence. I've learned to do things on my own, and I was forced to be by myself after my last relationship obviously ended. It was a blessing in disguise. Obviously, I always struggled with being alone and just learning to be comfortable in my own presence alone, which helped me explore my mind and my body. Like, it helped me really get in touch with myself, learn new things about myself. I learned how to self-regulate my emotions. I meditated a lot more. I was able to really focus on what I wanted to manifest and my intentions. I did a lot of dancing, literally just dancing to free my soul. Literally after my breakup, that's what I did. I just really focused on healing and looking after myself, because if I'm not gonna do it, who else is? I just did a lot of dancing. There's nothing wrong to get up and do a little boogie by yourself in a room, because I do that and it's okay. And I did a lot of contemplating, you know, it's a lot of self-reflection, but all of those things really helped me, and it helped me get comfortable with being by myself. The fact that I had to sit in a room and sit down, I had to really challenge myself and think to myself, like, how do I feel? What do I want in life? You know, ask myself those hard-hitting questions that usually in everyday life you wouldn't really sit down and ask yourself. But the more that you do that, the more you're able to connect with yourself, and the more of a strong relationship you have with yourself. Another thing that I've learned is to protect your energy. Not everyone is worth your time and effort. Don't attach and don't cling onto people and experiences. Let everything that is meant for you come to you. Now that I realized not everyone is worth your time and effort, and I learned to detach, which was a very, very important thing in my life. I feel like I was always hurt because I was always attached to people, to things, to experiences, to ideas. I was just always attached to everything. And with attachment, you get hurt when obviously things don't go that way. And once I learned how to detach, everything just felt more free, because I finally learned to not get attached to these potential things that might happen. And then I get disappointed all the time. And then it's a cycle of just feeling shit. And I realized that I just have to take a step back and let everything that is meant for me come towards me. Another way that I've grown in 2022 is that I let go of fearing of the future. So I was always so scared of what's gonna happen if I do this, what's gonna happen if I do that. But just being grounded and appreciating the present moment really helped me grow and stop fearing of what's to come, because obviously you can't predict what's to come. What's the point of fearing for what's to come when you can literally do something today that can change it? So what matters the most is the choices that you make every day, like today, right now, because that will be what determines your future. So that way you won't have to fear what the future holds. You should be excited because of the way that your actions every day have been taking you a step closer to the future. You know what I mean? And I've always been really good at appreciating the present moment. I feel like my partner as well, he struggles to kind of enjoy the moment, but there's nothing wrong with just taking a step back and just relaxing and accepting what's in front of you, taking it all in and just enjoying the people that are around you, what's happening at the moment, you know what I mean? And it made me so much more appreciative of the people around me. It made me more grateful and feeling that way will always make you feel more happy and fulfilled. Another thing that I used to struggle with was being misunderstood. It used to really upset me when I felt misunderstood. Expectations is kind of like attaching myself to an idea of something. Obviously, when I had too many expectations and when they didn't go to plan or how I anticipated it to be, it throws me way off. And till this day, it still does really affect me. I feel like I always need to know what's going on, or if someone tells me something, then I expect it to happen, and then when it doesn't happen, it kind of just throws me off. But I need to know to obviously learn to go with the flow, which I've been trying to, let go of my expectations so that I don't get thrown off when things don't go to plan. Another thing that I realized in 2022 was that I wasted so much of my energy always trying to convince and explain to everyone how I felt so they could understand me and where I was coming from. But why would they? If they don't want to understand you, they won't. And why are you going to waste your breath and your time and your energy trying to convince someone something that you believe in so much if they're just not going to listen to you? Once I let go of the idea of having everyone have the same expectations or the same ideas as me, then it helps me become more unbothered, and it avoided a lot of disappointment, which as a result, it helped me from going crazy because I didn't waste as much energy trying to convince people to believe in the same thing I did. Like, for example, a work-life balance to me is so important, and obviously in my past relationships I would always have to try and convince them how a work-life balance is very important, but if they don't want to, then they won't. So don't waste your breath. If you're not happy with the situation, then just remove yourself from it. Living in my own way and living true to myself kind of connected me more with people who do have the same mindset as me anyway. Another tip that I have for you guys that helps me a lot, that helped me grow a lot in 2022 was whenever you're going through it, embrace it. Just go through all the waves, go through the process, and just ride through it. It will always pass, which is so true because I would always have these little, breakdowns, I would call it. And it wouldn't even be that big of a breakdown. I just didn't know how to regulate my emotions. So the little breakdown would turn into a big breakdown. But now I can kind of remind myself that everyone has off days, and it's okay to have an off day. It's okay to feel off. It's okay to rest. It's okay to not do anything if you don't feel like it. But the important thing to do is process it, make sure you ride through it. Don't deny it from happening. You know what I mean? You can't suppress your emotions. It's not good because it will just always come out in another way. It may come out ugly. You may not even like the way that it comes out, but that's what I'm saying. You need to release. In the past, the more I held in how I felt, the more crazy my outbursts would be. You know what I mean? Whenever I'm going through something or I feel a certain way, I really take time to think about what I'm going through, and I remind myself that it will always pass. You never stay stuck in one spot forever. And you always, like I said in the beginning of the video, have a choice to take yourself out of that position. So if you feel shit, you can do something about it. You can always do something about it. You can get up, go for a walk, get up, brush your teeth, do something. If you don't want to stay in bed, don't stay in bed. Get up and do something. Get up and walk around the house. Like, you can literally choose to do something else. You are in control of your own life. You have so much power over your own life. So just don't forget that. You have the choice to literally create your own reality. Another point that I have written here was that when I get overwhelmed, I literally explode like a ball of emotions, which I have obviously spoken about in the past. But now I can be self-aware enough to recognize how I'm feeling, separate myself from the situation, and reflect and dig deeper on why I'm feeling that way, and if it can even be resolved externally or has to be done internally. For example, if I'm having a fight with my boyfriend about something, it can literally spiral, especially, and even when I'm stressed, I can get overwhelmed about something, and it can be over the littlest thing too. I get overwhelmed really easily, but what has helped me a lot is that I can obviously know that I'm like, okay, a lot is going on right now. I am really stressed. Back then, I couldn't even recognize that I felt stressed. I couldn't recognize that I had anxiety. And I'm like, wait a minute, I never thought that I could actually have anxiety. I never thought that these feelings, I used to have panic attacks too. It gets really bad when we would fight and stuff, and when I would cry. I don't know. And I was like, wow, is this what anxiety is? I never knew. Now I'm self-aware enough to realize how I'm feeling, and I can kind of help calm myself and regulate my emotions down a lot, because then I'm realizing, okay, you're getting stressed now. I can calm myself down. I remove myself from the situation. So if I'm feeling heated in an argument, I will remove myself from the situation, because I will never be able to communicate properly if someone is screaming at me. It's better for me to just remove myself from the situation, so I'm able to kind of put how I feel into words and then express myself. And then when I'm having time to think, obviously I can realize if it's something that has anything to do with them, or if it's something that needs to be fixed internally by something that I do, not by them. When I'm able to sit back and reflect on what's going on, then I'm able to come up with a better solution. Otherwise, if I just stay in that situation, then I'll keep exploding and then nothing even gets fixed. So yeah, another thing that I've really learned a lot, and it's kind of been my motto in all of 2022, was no expectations, no disappointments. It applies to everything in life. I used to be triggered over everything because I used to expect everything a certain way, you know what I mean? Working on myself, and especially working on my divine feminine energy, just being totally feminine, enjoying myself, enjoying my presence, loving myself, my body, everything about myself, it really helped me bring myself to life. I stopped having expectations because I started just thinking about what I want and expectations that I had for myself instead of expectations that I had on external things. I kind of set those expectations on myself, and it helped me grow a lot more. I don't know if any of this is making sense, guys, but it's just a bit of a ramble. Another thing that I have realized is that no matter what people think and feel about spirituality or anyone's journey towards finding their purpose and fulfillment in their life, I don't think anyone should really be judging anyone's lifestyle, especially if they're not focusing on their own. But I think of it as, you may think that the things that I'm saying and me talking about my star sign and crystals and all of that is crazy, but if it can motivate me to do better in my life, then what is the problem with that? If it gives me a purpose in life and it gives me something to look forward to and move forward towards in my life, then why should anyone be judging what I'm doing with my life? And that's how I feel. That's why I've been trying not to be afraid and to share more about my love for crystals, my spirituality journey, meditation. I've been sharing a lot of that with my friends, and I've been more open about it because it was something that helped me grow. And now I really like talking about it and sharing my experiences with other people. And also, if it gives someone a purpose and helps them move towards something in life, then what is wrong with that? I always laugh at guys who try to judge you or make jokes about, oh, she's a crystal girl or whatever. So what? If those crystals is what is giving her the motivation and energy to get up, go to the gym, do what she wants in life, if my vision boards is helping me have a vision to work towards something in life, what is wrong with that? How is it fake or crazy or cringe? You know what I mean? Live your own life. Worry about your own life, okay? I don't judge anyone's choices in life, and even if they do a bad choice, I know that it's their choice, so it's on them. You know what I mean? It's nothing that I can do about it. It might be unfortunate for me to see them make that choice, and I can only try to help guide them sometimes if they want to listen. But if they don't, then what can you do about it? You know what I mean? That's how I feel about anyone judging anyone else's lifestyle or choices that they make or the way that they want to live. If I want to live my life, believing in this kind of stuff, then let me, because it's giving me a sense of positivity. It's making my life good. So, why would you wish upon someone to not participate in something that may inspire them to move forward in life? I also realized that it's not about anyone's outside appearance or looks. It's all about how you carry yourself on the inside, your energy, and how you treat yourself. The way that you treat yourself really reflects to other people on how you feel about yourself. You know what I mean? So if you love yourself, they will see that and they will be attracted to it. If you're thriving, your energy will just radiate and it will only attract the same energy. So just focus on making your energy and your life and your mood as good as possible, because when you're feeling good, other people feel good. When you're feeling good, it spreads. When you're putting out that positive energy, you're welcoming the same kind of energy back. And it will only just welcome into your life the best type of people that align with the same energy that you're putting out. So yeah, I'm a really strong believer in never ever focus on anything negative. Why would you focus on the negative? Because it's only just going to manifest the negativity and it's just going to put out the negativity. Only think about positive things. Only focus on the positive things that you want in life, because that is the best way that you can get what you want, because you're focusing on it. You never know what can happen, and it's always good to put the same energy that you want back out into the world. Another thing that I've realized that I want to share with you guys is that there is only one version of you that exists in the world. So you might as well live how you want and do what you want with this body and life while you have control of it. That I truly believe in. You should never feel like you don't have a choice over your life. Obviously, there's some people out there that unfortunately don't have a choice, and that is really upsetting. But the fact that we are able to make choices in our lives and control our lives, the freedom of choice is just so liberating. It's actually such a big thing that we shouldn't take granted for. Not a lot of people get the same opportunities as we do. So, you know, don't worry about what other people think. There's only one version of you that exists in the world. Live and treat yourself however you want. But the same way goes, if you choose to go down a bad path, you have no one to blame but yourself for it, because you have to be self-aware enough to know the decisions that you make in life, what are the consequences of it. And if you choose a path that obviously leads to negative consequences, then you have to accept the responsibility that you made those choices to go down that path, and you have to reflect on it. But if you do go down that path, you also have the ability to change the path that you go on and the choices that you make from now on. It's so important to make mindful choices every day. With me, I feel like now I want to live life not regretting any decision that I make. So every decision that I make, I have to take full accountability for. That leads me to my next point. Even if you decide to do something that you shouldn't be, just be self-aware enough to even toss between whether you will do it or not. And if you do, accept the responsibility for it, take it on the chin, and if it's a negative outcome, you know that you're the one who made the decision to bring you to that position. But you also have the power to bring yourself out of it just by simply making a decision, like not going out for a certain night, not buying this certain item, not associating yourself or doing something with a certain person. Always take accountability for your actions, guys. Be aware and know the choices and the outcomes of the things that you're going to do in life, because when it comes down to it, if something goes wrong, never ever deflect. Always take accountability and responsibility for your actions, because you're probably the one who brought yourself in that position. But the same way that you brought yourself in that position, you can also bring yourself out of it. Just remember that, guys. So if you ever feel like you're in a shitty position and you made bad choices, it's okay, because you can also make good choices and get yourself out of it. Another thing that I've learned, that I've realized in 2022, is that time is precious. Don't waste your time. Don't let others waste your time. The only limit is yourself. Nothing is stopping you but yourself. Your time is precious, girl. Don't let anyone waste it, you know, and live life. Make every day a day that is intentional. Do something that is intentional. Do something that will progress in your life. Make all your days count. And the last thing that I have on this list that has helped me a lot is that consistency and commitment is key. Mindset is so important. I was always an emotional person in the past, and this is kind of like applies to the gym, because obviously I would always have the fight and the mental battle in my head between, oh, do I want to go, do I not want to go? I kind of feel lazy, but do I want to give in to myself? And because it's okay to have bad days, but then there's also those days where you have to fight yourself and be like, come on, you have to go, because you want to progress. Because obviously if you are always giving yourself the leeway by taking small steps every day, then you are preventing yourself from moving forward into the path that you want to go. So like, it's okay to take small steps sometimes, but you can't take small steps the whole way. There's some days where you have to push yourself to get out of bed and go to the gym, okay? There's some days where you can let yourself rest. Your period's coming around. Like, there's some times where you will obviously be kinder to yourself, but there's some times where you actually have to be hard on yourself, and you have to be the one who wants to do that for yourself. You have to be the one who convinces yourself to do that. So you have to have that strong relationship in your mind, and you have to have that battle sometimes. I used to fight myself getting out of bed every single day because I just am not a morning person. But now training, literally, it feels wrong if I don't go. And I forced myself to do it so often that like it became a part of my routine, and it felt weird if I didn't do it. So you have to remember, your mind is very strong. You have the power to do so much. Your mind is so powerful. So like, yeah, push yourself. Yeah, I'm just really excited to see what more progression I can make in life and what more opportunities come my way. Instead of being scared of the future and anticipating it, I'm now super excited, which is, I feel like, such a big reflection on how I've grown in 2022. I don't know why I'm getting emotional. I hope that this video was helpful for anyone out there, and for everyone who has watched this video. I hope that you're all having a great start to the year, and keep doing you, work towards a goal, and I hope that we all achieve what we want in 2023. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and it really meant a lot to me to share this with you guys, and it's really nice to just reflect back on how I've grown, and hopefully some of these lessons and things that I've learned are able to help you guys grow and get to where you want in life. So yeah, guys, don't forget to like this video if you guys liked it. Comment down below on what you think or what points resonated with you. Let me know if you want more of this kind of content. If you guys don't realize also, we are currently in the middle of giving this room a makeover, this spare room. It's going to be a content room slash beauty room. So I'm going to be making more like videos and more content. So let me know what you guys want to see below as well. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys. I feel weird because you're here now. So I can't speak freely. I have 3 more points left.
Okay.
4.
Right. Bye guys.
Love you. Do I look cute?
Yes you do, baby. You look extravagant.
Extravagant, dude.
Yeah, extravagant.